So the next thing we want to do is create the page to edit products. So we logged in as administrator because this is an administrator only page. So you'll see the administrator will be able to edit categories, products and orders. So for products you'll see we don't have the controller yet, so let's create that controller. So I'll just copy that and let's go and make that controller in the root. So edit products.php and then let's open it up. Okay, so as normal with all controllers, we need to start a new session and also you include the utilities function. So let's find this. Okay, so our code will look like this, and of course we need to require this so that it's only accessible by admin. Start a session and include the utility functions in case we want to redirect, and then we just include this page, which is the edit products page. So let's create that page. And as usual, not much changes. We've got the head template, header template, nav template, etc. We've got a category. What we are going to do is in our side, that's the sidebar, we're going to have a category checklist template. And then we are also going to have here editable products template. That will be, so this will be a list of our different categories and this will be all our products. So let's start to work on that now. Okay, so first of all, let's start with this, the category checklist template. So we need to create that category checklist template. So now templates, let's create a new file called category checklist template.php. Okay, that's not what I want to do. Okay, and that will look something like this. So of course we need our categories model because we need to get the categories from the database, and we'll use the get categories function from this model. Then we're going to loop through each category and just add it into a list, which will have a checkbox so that we can check whether to show the products in this category or not. And the name will be the category ID, and the ID will also be the category ID. Then we have this on change. We're going to use this JavaScript here, show hide rows this. So in other words, when you tick or untick the checkbox, it will show and hide rows. The default is that it's checked. Okay, so let's save that. We've got the category checklist template there. Okay. Then what we'll need to do is have our editable products template. This will be the table with all the products in it. So let's create a new file called editable products template and open that up. Okay, so this will need the products model, and we'll get products and categories together. Okay, so let's just check if we have this function in our model. So in our products model, get products and categories, which we don't have yet. So we need to create this function. So we're going to have a function called get products categories, like so. Okay, get products categories. Let's just check it out. It should be get products and categories. Get products and categories. Okay. So, as usual, let's just copy that as a kind of template. So, all that we need to change here is the SQL. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to join two tables because we want the products and the categories together. So what I can do is select star from, now it's going to be from two tables. So from products, inner join categories. On products dot, and let's just go and find the database structure and just remind ourselves what those two tables look like. So if we look at our two tables here, we have categories with the category ID as the primary key and products with the product ID as the primary key. So one category can have many products. So what we want to do is join these two tables using category ID as the primary key in the categories table and a foreign key in the products table. So we'll have products, let's just double check it, products dot, so actually I should start with this one. So let's join categories to products. It doesn't have to be this way, but I prefer the way to kind of standardize the way we do things. So we've got, it will be categories dot category ID. Just double check that. Equal to products dot category ID. Right, like so. Okay, so we have this function available to us now. So what it will do is it'll give us all the products and which category they're in. So we'll have the category and the description for all of our products as well. So let's go back here and have a look. So our result array will have all of those things in it. So we can be able to show in our table, products table, will show product, cost, price, category, quantity, and picture. And then for each row, we're going to populate the cells in each row. So we'll have the product ID, product, cost, price, category, quantity, picture, and update products, and the delete product button. So before we continue, let's just save all of this so that we can at least see where we are. Okay, so let's just find out what the problem here might be. On line 60 in the products. So let's have a look at line 60 in the products model. We were in line 60, and a similar problem to we've had before is there was no semicolon on the end there. Okay, and another problem on line 17 Okay. Here I should have given it the results into here. Okay. There you go. Okay. So you'll see that on the left here, these are my list of categories. So that was from my category checklist template. So you'll see it's just a list of all the categories with a checkbox next to it. So we've got the name of the checkbox will be category ID, and its ID will also be the category ID. The label will also be the name of the category. Okay. Now what it will do is that we have onChange, it will call this JavaScript method. Okay. Now we don't have that available to us yet, so we should add this JavaScript method. So to do that, we'll need to add, if we look in our utility functions.js, you'll see it's empty at the moment. We'll need to add that function in here. So what that will do is that when you click on these, it will show and hide the different products in those categories. Then, so let's add that now quickly. Okay, so this function will look like this. It's in utility functions.js. So we will show and hide rows, and we'll give it the ID of the checkbox. And what it will do is basically, if it loops through each checkbox. If it's checked, then we will be able to change the CSS style for that row to be showed as a table row, or change the display style to none if we don't want to see that row. Okay, let's save that. And if you'll notice that if we look at our head template, we have linked this onto every page. So every page should have this utility functions.js. So every page should have any JavaScript methods that I add in here available to them. So if we go back here, let's refresh the page. If you show and hide RAM, nothing will happen because I don't have any products in RAM. And the same with the desktop. So that didn't seem to work. So let's just check the utility functions, show hide rows. Okay. Where we here? Show hide rows. This. Okay. So let's go into the developer tools and see what might be happening that's wrong here. Okay, so in the console it says uncaught reference error, show hide rows is not defined, at HTML input on change. So it's saying it can't find our JavaScript function. So let's go to the network tab. Let's just reload this and see what gets loaded. So we'll see that this utility functions file was loaded. If we look at the response, it does have the function. So it should be finding this. And let's go back to the console. Now it works. It was obviously not, hadn't downloaded a fresh copy of that JavaScript. So this does work now. So you'll see that what you'll be able to do is check and uncheck these, and it will hide those rows on, or show those rows on the page. Right, now let's look at this part here with our products. Okay, so if you'll have a look here in the editable products template. So let's go through each part of the row one by one. So that's this cell first is the product here. It's quite simple. We just echo the name of the product. echo the cost, price, category, and quantity, which you can quite clearly see here. Product, cost, price, category, and quantity. Now, the picture part is a little bit more tricky, and we'll see how that is done now. So, if we have a look again at the picture field, you'll see that we've saved it as a long blob. Long blob means we can just save binary data into there directly. So when we insert a new product, we're going to upload binary data into that picture there. So what we'll do is have image source equals, and then this is we have data image / JPEG base 64. And you have base 64 in code. This is a PHP function, and we get this binary data from the database. So what that looks like is that on the page, this let's look at the source, you'll see that when we get to the image, the source here, that image is actually encoded as text. So this is the image here, and the browser is able to decode that text back into binary and show it as a picture. This is not the best way to do it. We're just doing it in this example project because it's a quick and convenient way to do it. The way you would probably want to do it is, instead of saving the pictures in your database, you would save the pictures as files on the server. But in our case, it's a quick and easy way to just keep the pictures in the database. Right, so if we have a look here, that's this part completed. We've got the categories, we're showing the products, and we have the update and delete button for each product. So if we have a look at that address, we'll call this update product controller, and using a get variable, we'll give it the product ID 17 when we call this controller. And the same for the delete. Right, so in order to make that update button work, I will need to create this controller. So let's copy that. So let's close everything that we've got here so far. Okay, so the controllers, as usual, we make in the root of the project. Okay, so it'll be update product.php. Okay, so this controller will look like this. It's in the wrong file. So this controller will look like this, where we use the get variable with the product ID that was given us, and we then include this page, update product page, which will update the product for the specific product that it's received. So let's go ahead and create this page. So again, pretty basic here. Update product page. Okay, let's just, what I should have had is update product page.php. Okay. So it's again just a basic page layout, and this template I need to create. So update products template. Okay, so let's create that update product template. And basically what this will be is just a form where we can go and fill it, change the details. Okay. So what you'll see here is I'm going to need to use two models, products and categories. And we just double check that the product ID is not empty in the get variable. Remember that came in through here when we requested this page through the controller. We had this get variable with the product ID. That we included the page, so this get variable is available here, and we included this template, so the get variable is also available here with that product ID. So we need a list of all the categories, and we need all the details of a specific product, and we'll give it the product ID. So what we'll do is loop through all of those and show a form with the details for that specific product already filled in. So you'll see here with the product we have an input type text, and actually we give it the value for that product from the database. So all these are filled in, and if you want to change something you can just change one of them and then save it. You'll see here we show the image as well with the image data. Okay. And all right, and we have the categories. Okay, so let's just save all of this so far. So if I have a look here, I just need to check get categories. I already have that in the categories model. Get product, I should already have that in the product model as well. So let's test this out. So if we refresh this page, well, that was unnecessary actually, but we should be able to then click on update and see what we have here. So again, we have another problem in our product model. Okay, it was line 65. Same problem as before. I should give the result to this function. Okay, so let's just refresh this page. So what you'll see is we have the product, the cost, price, quantity, the picture, and I can choose the file and change the picture if I want, and I can choose which category it should belong to, and then click submit, and it will submit those changes. So I'm not that happy with the way this table is displaying at the moment, so let's add some CSS to fix that. So in our CSS, let's create a CSS to format all of our forms, forms.css. Okay, like so. And basically we'll just have some things to format our forms here. Okay, so let's just save that. And if you look at our header template, sorry, not our header template, our head template, you'll see I need to include this CSS as well. So let's add, and let's link this style sheet as well. Forms.css. Okay. So let's go and see what effect that has. So you'll see it just makes it a little bit neater. Of course, the picture's a bit big and stretched out. I might add some CSS to make that picture a bit smaller. Once you've finished with your changes, you can click submit. So if we have a look at, if we have a look at the top here, that's going to call, when we click submit, it's going to need to submit this to a controller to handle all of that data. So if we close all this, let's go back and look at that update product template. So we click submit, it will submit it. And if we look at our form, it's going to submit it to update product submit.php. So let's go ahead and create that controller. Okay, update product submit. So this is going to receive all of the data from that form and make the necessary changes in the database. So it will need to look something like this, where we need the products model, and we'll double check that all of these post variables are not empty. And we're going to need to have two different possible updates. One if the person gave us a file, and one if they did not give us a file with the picture. So if they did give us a file with the picture, this is the way that it will be uploaded. So we'll use update product. So if we go and look at our models or products, we have this update product function here, which will receive product ID, product cost, price, quantity, picture, and category ID. Product cost, quantity, picture, and category ID. So what it will do is a product ID, product cost, price, quantity, picture, and category ID. Okay, so these are all as you'd expect except for this one. So if you look at this form, it has another special thing here called EncType multipart / form data. You need to add this to the HTML of a form if you wanted to be able to upload files. And what it means is that when you upload the picture, the name of this input is picture, the type is file. And it will actually upload this and save it as a temporary file on the server. So it's not in the post variables like the others. It's in an array called files. Then we'll have files at the index picture, because the name of this input was picture. Then in there we'll have an index at temp name, will be the name of the file where this temporary file where this is saved. So we then give this is a file name. We then give this file name to a PHP function called file get contents. This will get the contents of that file, and not as binary but as text, and it will then give that to this update product function. So update product function will receive that file, binary file, as text in here, and when we put it in, it'll go into here, and we'll see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it'll actually receive it as integer. Let me just double check that that is in fact correct. Okay, so those data types were incorrect there. So this should have been string, double, integer, string, integer, integer. So we'll see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see here that it seems strange, but the picture, which is binary, will be put in as text. And that's because this function here will get the contents of that file as text. And that's how it will be sent to the database. Okay, so of course if we haven't received a picture, we don't want to change the picture to nothing. So we'd need another one called update product no picture. And this is where you haven't received a picture. So what we'll do is we need another function here to update if we didn't receive a picture. Okay. So it'll be very similar to the other one, except that this one will not have received a picture, and we won't insert we won't update it to change the picture. Okay, so if we save this and save this, we should be able to test this out and see what happens. So I've got my picture here. I should be able to change the name, maybe change the price, so the costs, and even the quantity I could change. The picture I'm not going to change, and let's change it to a different category, RAM, and then click submit. Okay, you'll see it changed all of those details there, and the picture remained the same. So when I did that, it would have used this function. So let's test it out where I actually changed the picture as well. So let's go to update. Now the picture, when I say change it, I'm just going to change it. It's the same picture that I had before. So let's click submit. Okay, and it successfully changed it. It was okay. Right, now let's do the delete button. So if we copy that link address, you'll see that just goes to a controller called delete product.php and gives it the product ID of 17, which is for this particular product. So we need to create this controller here. Right, so let's close all of those. And in the root of the project, let's create a new file called delete product.php. Okay, so this controller will, it's in the wrong place, delete product.php. Okay, so you'll see here that it's a very simple one. It'll just call the delete products function from the products model and give it the product ID. And then when it's done, it will redirect to edit products.php, which is back to the page we came from. So let's just save that. And over here, let's test it out. So let's see if we can delete this. So it didn't work, and then it immediately redirected us back to this page. So there's some problem here. So at the moment when it redirects false means it doesn't wait before redirecting. So let's just change that to true to see that page before it redirects. Okay, let's try that again. If I click delete, so I don't seem to get any errors here. Product ID 7, and then it redirects. But you'll see that this product is still here. So there's something strange going on. Let's try and debug that. So I found the problem here is that this function receives product ID, but for some reason I binded the wrong parameter here. So what I need to bind is take the product ID. I should bind product ID here. Let's save it. So that should work now. Let's give it a try. So let's click delete. Okay, we're still pausing before we redirect. And we go redirect, and you see that that product has disappeared. Okay, so let's go back to here. That we don't want that pause anymore, so let's change that back to false. Okay, right, so we've done that. Now we also want to be able to insert new products, so let's see if we copy that address. Looks like that. So we need to create this controller insert product.php. Okay, so let's go ahead and create that controller again in the root of your project. Insert product.php. There it is. Okay, so this will just be a basic controller which will include a page. So let's create this page, insert product page.php. Okay, so again, this will just be basic HTML, and what we want to do is we need this insert product template.php. So let's create that template. Okay, so this template will basically just be an HTML form, very similar to the one where we had it for the update. So it's almost exactly the same, except that instead of having the values already in there, all the values are empty. Okay, and then once we submit this form, it will be submitted to insert product submit.php. So let's create that controller in our root. And again, it will be very similar to the one before, except that it will require you to upload a picture. So it will only have the one function, insert product, where you have to give it a picture. Okay, so let's save all of those, and let's test this out. Yeah, so if we click insert new product, it shows us this form. So let's see if we can put that laptop back in. Say 2, we have 2 in stock. Let's choose the file. Okay, and it's, well, it's desktop. Okay, it's actually a laptop. Okay, and didn't seem to work. So let's see if we can figure out what happened. Let's just refresh this page to see if our products are there. No. Let's double check this. Quantity 5. Choose a file. We have our category here. Let's submit this. Nope. Okay, so let's debug like we did before. So in our insert product submit, let's just change that to true, so there's a bit of a pause before we redirect to see if there's any errors on this page. And let's go to insert product again. Okay, and that's the category I want. So let's click submit, and you'll see that we do have a warning here. So let's just quickly copy that before we get redirected. Okay, so this is the warning that we got. Number of elements in type definition string doesn't match number of bind variables. So products on line 114. So it's in our model on line 114 for products, line 114. Okay, so there's a problem with our insert here. It says that you're only giving it this, but we've got all of these which we've bound. So it was our mistake. We forgot that we needed to bind all of those into there. Okay, let's just count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that this function receives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that we need to bind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's clearly wrong. So the product will be a string, the cost will be a double, price will be a double, quantity will be an integer, the picture should come in as a string, and the category ID will be an integer, like so. So let's save that and see if that's fixed things. Okay, so let's try that again. Let's choose a file, that one there. Let's submit. So no errors this time. Let's see if it's in the table when we show this page. Yep, there it is. Okay, so just to stop having that delay, let's change that back to false. Okay, so that is our product complete. So we can add new products, we can see all our products, we can update our products, we can delete our products, and we can insert new products.